Hello and welcome to Nuclear Reactor, and today we will be reacting to What If Gine Went to Earth with Goku, part 15, I believe? Yes, I'm pretty sure it's 15. So, this will probably be my first video back with my whole list of them that I am backing up right now. I'm trying to get them all organized so that y'all will have stuff to watch while I'm both have full-time job and in school, because I won't have very much time. Maybe sporadically I will try, but I won't be able to do very many videos next semester. So I apologize about that, and that's why I'm trying to stock them up for you right now. So I hope you all enjoy my reactions, and since this will probably be posted after the New Year, Happy New Year. And let's get started with this.
I see a little silhouette of a bug. Salamoosh, shalamoosh, will she fight the big bug man? Hey guys, Masakox here. With things starting to gear up towards the spring, it's time to spring back into the swing of things regarding Dragon Ball's strongest mama. Stronger than even Android.
I have missed my Masako reactions. I feel at home with these, and I just love doing these. But I'm sorry for. I'm also gonna probably do some of the different anime rap ciphers and stuff, because I also love listening to those, but I refuse to listen to them until I have reacted to them for you. So I have a whole backed up list of ones that I want to listen to so bad. I love working out to those. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent.
An Android 18. With things going the way they are, this story in particular has garnered a lot of love within this community. In fact, I need to point out that the user Megane-chan720 has novelized the first few parts of this What If already. A link to that in the description, as well as my dramatic reading of it up top if you wish to listen to it. It was a great time, and there are more chapters to come and read, so do expect another dramatic reading stream in the not too distant future. Now though, we need to press on with the main story, recalling what goes on when one of the weakest Saiyans in existence gets the chance to actually prove herself, and show that even when the odds are stacked against you, something wonderful can blossom from it. I mean, if Goku could become the strongest being in Universe 7 with a power level of 2 at birth, then that potential would have had to come from somewhere. So today, we ask you for the 15th time, what would happen if Gine went with Goku to Earth? If you're new to this tale and channel, firstly I would...
He would have a loving mother to raise him, and he would not be as much the wild child he was after he hit his head and shit.
I'd like to say welcome, and I would recommend that you go back and check previous videos and chapters for the full details, but if you want to get up to speed quickly because you clicked on this video, then, in short, Gine got out of Dodge pronto when Bardock told her about the truth of Frieza and what he was about to do to their planet. Together with Kakarot, her second born, they found themselves on Earth and in the care of Grandpa Gohan. Over the next couple of decades, Kakarot, never called Goku because why bother changing the name since his mother is right there, both he and Gine steadily rose their skills, and the latter realized that all those doubters from her past were wrong. She can be strong, she can contribute, and most importantly, she can do more than just cook. Although she does admit to herself that she is pretty good at that too. Sometimes even giving Chi-Chi pause for thought, as well as many chances to take a break. If you like how Gine's turned out, check out the...
Yes, I definitely have missed this. I love his humor.
Masako.cc/strongmama. In the last part, we all thought that Cell had been wiped out by Gine's ultimate attack, Rebellion Phalanx, utterly singeing the bug to a crisp. Or so everyone thought. Thanks to that pesky little nucleus, Cell was able to hitch a ride to Capture Corp on Gine's clothes, and then make a dramatic entrance worthy of JoJo, having just absorbed 17 and 18, them never being activated in the story and literally just there like sealed snacks for the biomechanical to feast on his whim. Gine, whose esteem had been up and down and side to side like a roller coaster at this point, is now completely broken. Despite her desire to save the planet Earth and promise to eschew her original Saiyan instincts, she had given in to her Saiyan instincts without even realizing. Something that Vegeta is more...
Yep, that kind of fucked that up. She didn't even think through it rationally, so... Cell's back and he's on a slaughter.
her Saiyan instincts without even realizing. Something that Vegeta is more than happy to remind her of.
That'll teach you for ignoring me in the last part? Yeah!
We resume our story with Gine slumped on the floor,
I
crying
love
her
how
eyes
his
out
voice
and
of
utterly ruined.
Vegeta.
Nobody can really comprehend what just happened. But one thing was for sure, they were dealing with a being that was completely alien to them. And yet, not because he was derived from their powers. Nobody could anticipate this happening. Also, nobody could blame Gine for not noticing Cell on her clothes or what was left of him. They had no clue how he worked. That is except for Vegeta, who is more than keen to rub salt into the wound. He will not let her forget her failings right now. All of this, it's your fault. Gine ignores this for a moment, since she has heard this all before. Just now, in fact.
If it hadn't been for your lack of attention, your absolute disregard for your pride, you wouldn't have led Cell straight to his prize. You were an excuse for a Saiyan back then on Vegeta, and you're even more of an excuse now. Like I said before, you are a total and utter failure.
Raditz.
Whoa, that was cold. Vegeta, calm down. Leave her alone.
Right now.
All of this,
It's your fault. Gine ignores this.
I mean,
since
theoretically, yeah, but leave her alone.
Just now, in fact.
if it hadn't been for your lack of attention, your absolute disregard for your pride, you wouldn't have led Cell straight to his prize. You were an excuse for a Saiyan back then on Vegeta, and you're even more of an excuse now. Like I said before, you are a total and utter failure.
Again, calm down.
Gets up from comforting his mother, calmly powers up to Super Saiyan, walks past Vegeta, and then knocks him out cold without even saying a word. Kakarot walks over to his mother and tries to take up the comforting duties. However, before he can really get started trying to console her, Gine gets up and motions for Kakarot to come with her, silently. Raditz starts to walk with them, assuming that he's along too, but she puts a hand out and shakes her head. Not now, son. This is a conversation that only Gine and Kakarot will be privy to. The rest of the gang decide to take the now unconscious Vegeta and
What is it
promptly
about?
lock him in the gravity chamber to cool off, because he will most likely be quite angry when he comes to. Android 16 picks up the prince, tosses him inside the chamber, and stands outside the door. Why is he doing this? Wasn't his mission to destroy Kakarot? What happened to that? He made it pretty clear before, very clear. The droid can sense this confusion and explains his position.
Cell is a much greater threat at this time, and Kakarot's mother made me realize that. She has earned my respect. Thusly, I will do what is necessary for her to not be harmed, and that includes emotional harm.
He motions.
I thought his reasoning was that Goku was, or Cell was about 10, what was it, 10% Goku?
Motions to Vegeta's frame on the floor of the chamber. Everybody gets it now,
DBCA.
and they nod as they bolt the doors shut. 16 walks towards the frame of the door and stands there. As that's going on, Gine and Kakarot have gone outside. Kakarot, we've got to go. Go? But where? Train. Train harder than either of us have done before. Kakarot is blindsided by this somber mood. I mean, sure, it was great to hear his mother wanting to train with him and her suggesting this, not him. But on the other hand, it felt a little hollow. This was not going to be your typical sparring session or anything like that. This felt different this time. It was like a heart wasn't in it. It's just all wrong. Come with me, son. Gine lifts up into the air and flies off in the direction of the lookout. Kakarot follows, albeit apprehensively. When they arrive at said lookout, Kami is there, and he could have sensed everything going on, as well as what Gine had in mind.
The chamber's ready for you, Gine. Remember, you cannot use it for a third time.
I won't need it after all this is done. Kakarot is getting very worried by this, not sure whether...
I'm confused. I thought Goku used the chamber more than 3 times. Did he not? Discounting Dragon Ball GT, but...
He actually wants to train with his mother anymore.
Kakarot, you might remember this room from your training long ago. Hopefully you'll be able to stomach it this time.
Kami's trying to lighten the mood, and Kakarot puts on a fake smile. Yeah, I hope so. Gine walks into the room with the door left open, Mr. Popo motioning for Kakarot to follow. Hey, Kami? Yes? What's going on with my mom? Kami closes his eyes and sighs. She's doing what she feels that she must do. Vegeta's words hurt her greatly. I feel that a part of her spirit is irreparably damaged. Kakarot! Kami stops talking, Gine shouting from behind, looking nervous, and motions for the Saiyan to go inside already. He gulps and does so, the door slamming shut behind him. With their energies disappearing at once, Raditz realizes where they've gone and turns to face the rest of the dragon team.
Things have gotten serious, everyone. My mother and brother are off training in the Room of Spirit and Time. That means that we have to train ourselves hard to ensure that Cell doesn't try any funny business whilst they are in there. You never know what he might do. Same goes for Vegeta. After what he tried to do to my mother, I'm surprised that I haven't clasped my hand.
I love these stories. My hairs are standing on end on my arms.
Hands around his tiny throat already.
Now, Trunks would tell Raditz to cut out that talk about his father, but right now, he feels the same way pretty much, albeit, less forward.
If he likes that blasted chamber so much, he can have it all to himself.
Gohan is determined to train as well, and he asks his Uncle Raditz if he can train with him too in that room. Raditz, who'd only just gotten to the fact that he was an uncle and being called one, is actually rather touched by this, that the kid wants to, and he accepts the request.
Ideally, your father or grandmother should be training you, but you know what? As your uncle, I will gladly step in and do what I can.
They fist bump, the boy excited to get to spend some time with his uncle. Man, he's going to be missing that kid when all this is said and done. Cell, in the depths of the prairies, is busy putting together his arena for the Cell Games. As he is preparing this battleground, he takes a moment to try and sense all the energies around him, and he likes what he senses. How flustered they all are. Gine and Kakarot have disappeared, but he remembers the last time that this happened, and what it resulted in, Gine returning stronger than ever. He assumes that the same thing might happen here.
Well, seems like I won't be as bored as I thought I would be. Good. I was starting to worry, what with all the calamity that's been going on right now, that they'll just fall over like nothing.
With the inclusion of Gine's DNA, this cell is a little...
Sorry I keep smiling. I'm just so happy. I've missed doing these, honestly. But back when I was doing the other reactions, I just didn't have the time, so I was doing the shorter reactions to, like, the songs and stuff. But I missed this so much. It just makes me feel so good watching these.
Little more emotionally attuned than before, which means he has a little more awareness of how to read people, and that will prove to be quite useful in a battle situation. It means that his Frieza has got a very fascinating counterweight going for it. Back in the chamber, the mood is absolutely dire. Gine hasn't smiled in weeks. All of said action done by Kakarot, and even that was starting to diminish. The morale was low. This was definitely not like the early days of the two of them training. Not
Before you ask, no, I do not have corona, it's asthma.
even during the time of the Namek saga, when Kakarot could really sense a feeling of vigor and pride, despite Gine thinking that she was done. Here, she's just going through the motions. It's not the same. The mother that he had known all his life was replaced with some kind of robotic facsimile of her. This isn't the same turmoil that we saw with Raditz, like in the earlier chapters. This version of the Saiyan mother seemed to just be utterly devoid of her charm and personality. It was almost like Vegeta had just wasted it with words,
Broken her
rather than
spirit
punches or
completely.
energy blasts. One day, Kakarot has reached breaking point, and he confronts his mother and demands for her to tell him what is wrong. After trying to brush this off for months, Gine cannot resist ignoring her son any longer. She mutters, "I'm tired." "You're what?" "Tired. Tired of all of this training and defending the Earth. I wasn't made for this. I was meant to be a cook of all things." Kakarot then mentions that they could always just leave the chamber if that's what she wants, if she wants to call it quits. Gine shakes her head, tears streaming down her face. "I can't. It's my fault Cell's still out there. I have to beat him, to right this wrong. Only then can I rest and be done with all this." Kakarot tries to tell her that she can still fight after this. "No! No more trying to rope me into this! Kakarot! I am done! I couldn't fight as a Saiyan.
Volume
I
up,
couldn't fight as a defender of Earth.
Squeaky.
What am I? What What am I supposed to be?
Chill,
She breaks down
Masako,
at this
chill.
and sobs uncontrollably. Kakarot walks up to her and bends down to get down to her level. Okay. Gine stops crying. What was that? Okay, you can stop. Just do this one last bit of training for me, would you? And I won't ask again after this, Mom. Now, she didn't expect that. It was such a refreshing thing to hear. I mean, granted, it wasn't going to cheer her up per se, but to hear these words right now from her son, who had been her biggest reason to keep on training, stretching her limits, stretching all this out for way longer than she wanted to or what she'd bargained for, okay, that was a weight off her mind. At last, it seemed like she could actually, realistically, stop, finally. Spend the last couple of decades of her prime in peace, away from the front line. Gine hugs her son slowly, and then promises to train as hard as she can, and will give it her all.
Still in her prime,
one
but
last
let's
time.
see.
Kakarot nods and accepts
She'd
his
be in
terms.
what, her 50s or 60s though? Oh, but Saiyan's stronger. Okay. Can someone explain that to me? Like, what is the age when, if it's ever been said, like, if they die of old age, would they die? They're warriors, I know, so they usually die on the battlefield. But I'm just curious, because I remember Goku looking the same as he did when he was, like, in his 30s, when he was in his, like, 60s, that looked like. Especially in GT. That was interesting.
It may be their last time training together, but he's going to make sure that this is a training session to remember, and one that she can be proud of in the years to come. Now let's get back to Earth. Vegeta, who had regained consciousness, finds himself locked in the gravity chamber, confused as to how he even got here. Well, whatever. He walks over to the door and tries to open it. Nothing. It won't unlock. That's odd. He tries again. Nothing. He slams the console next to the door. Still nothing. He then shouts out for someone to come and open the door for him.
Negative.
Says a robotic voice outside.
My orders are to ensure that your training is uninterrupted.
How did he even do that? That is so... Does he have like a... Because I know most of the voices he does are like actually himself doing it. But he can't do a robotic voice like that. Can he?
Listen here, you bag of bolts. I don't want to train right now. I need to eat. I am hungry.
With these words, a hatch opens nearby. Where normally training droids would appear for the Saiyan, a bag of food drops onto the floor, and a video screen appears. It's Bulma on the other end.
Rise and shine, honey! You better get yourself prepared for your epic training session. It's gonna be a long one.
Training? What?
Vegeta is getting annoyed by all this ambiguity.
Somebody better explain to me what's going on here, or else I'll destroy this room and everyone in the vicinity.
My, that would help your training destroying the gravity chamber like that, like a big baby. Also, you might want to double check.
I was hoping she'd say a big bitch, but...
Appear for the Saiyan, a bag of food drops onto the floor, and a video screen appears. It's Bulma on the other end.
Rise and shine, honey! You better get yourself prepared for your epic training session. It's gonna be a long one.
Training? What?
Vegeta is getting annoyed by all this ambiguity.
Somebody better explain to me what's going on here, or else I'll destroy this room and everyone in the vicinity.
My, that would help your training destroying the gravity chamber like that, like a big baby. Also, you might want to double check that, because doing so might generate a miniature black hole that could swallow up the whole city if you're not careful. Anyway, we got about 9 days or so before Cell's little matchup begins, so you better get started with the training. I won't interrupt you.
The screen goes blank, and Vegeta is left in a stunned silence.
He screams and goes Super Saiyan.
Outside the room, Trunks is looking a little nervous.
Are you sure this is for the best, Mom?
All he does is train, so what else is new?
The next day, Gine and Kakarot emerge from
That's
the chamber.
true.
Their clothes battered and torn, but they are both in their Super Saiyan state, what we know as full power Super Saiyan. They have been able to focus their power and sustain it, which is like in the original.
Sorry.
When they exit, they are surprised to see Raditz and Gohan there, already there to meet them. Raditz explains that Gohan requested that he train with his uncle, to which Goku is surprised to hear this.
Please, Dad, I want to do my part for the planet. I would ask you to help me, but you and Grandma are busy.
Kakarot looks to his brother and nods.
Take good care of him, bro. I want him back in one piece.
You got it!
Raditz giving him a thumbs up, and then gives his mother a big hug. Nervously at first, not sure what the mood is right now, but yeah, it's all good.
It's good to see you, Raditz. Give it all you got in there. I want you and my grandson to end up being stronger than me after all this.
The tall Saiyan is surprised to hear this new spirit. He turns to Kakarot to ask what happened in there, and his brother explains that they managed to settle things out inside, and that both of them have come on leaps and bounds. In any case, the next week or so is going to be very interesting to witness, and that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys
Bastard.
think? Will Gine's last push for the people of Earth be enough to stop Cell? What
Damn, I
will
need to watch
Raditz
my
and
language.
Gohan get up to
Demonetized.
inside the room? Leave a comment below, and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later!
I hope y'all enjoyed that reaction, and I'm glad to be doing these again and not having to like rush to do them because having to get them out each week. If I go at my own pace and just do this, then I'm happy. I'm happy to be getting these out. Unfortunately, when I move in a little bit, I probably will not have time to do. That's why I'm trying to get as many of these out for y'all as I can until I can figure out that situation. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed that reaction, though, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, please. And if you're still here, I really appreciate y'all, and I'm glad to have y'all on my channel. And please subscribe, and just comment below what y'all want me to react to. Until next time, peace.